Hello and welcome to Big Red Journeys. I'm your host Big Red, and on today's journey we're back here at SeaWorld San Diego for the Inside Look weekends. I'm excited because this is the type of weekends in which SeaWorld is going to take you behind the scenes to really show you what SeaWorld and specifically SeaWorld Rescue does to help manage, conserve, protect, rehabilitate, and bring animals back to healthy levels. Ones that get stranded, malnourished, bring them back to healthy and hopefully release them back out into the wild. This is what I consider really the true importance and essence of why SeaWorld it's very important to be here. Your dollars that you spend here at the park go back to these rescue efforts to really protect wildlife. So I'm going to show you all the inside trainer looks that are going to be there. We're going to take a behind the scenes tour of the rescue center and of course just have a good old time. So if you care to follow along with me on this journey, let's go. Walking our way over to the wild Arctic area because we're going to catch the beluga trainer talk. And that is new for this year, so I'm excited. But also, we missed it, unfortunately. They only have one showing of that, or one presentation. That was the penguin encounter talk. And it's pretty cool because inside the actual ice exhibit, they're gonna have a penguin talk. They're gonna talk about the habits, life, how penguins survive in such cold environments, etc. So it's pretty fun. But right now, going to wild Arctic, like I said, for the belugas.
Right now, target poles, and that actually helped us to train this behavior as well. We teach the animal just to touch the pole, usually with their head or their mouth, and then we can kind of use it as a tool to guide them to move into other behaviors. So for example, with those bows that Klondike was doing, how we trained that was eventually we used that target pole to show him, we want you to go above the water. And over time, step by step, we reward every time he gets closer and closer to that goal, we reward it with fish. Now we do use other things as rewards here as well for reinforcement. Belugas really enjoy tactile touch. So you'll probably see our trainers rub their melon, pat their tongue, pat the bottom of their head, even their backs and their bellies. Belugas are all about tactile touch. So that is something that can be very reinforcing to these guys.
Make sure to also come down here to the bottom side so you can get the underwater viewing of the whales doing their activities from the top side. Look, you can get some bare feet to cover your bare feet. Well, next up, we got to go into Turtle Reef, which is a wonderful exhibit here. They got lots of different sea turtles here for us to check out. But what's important for the inside look is they're gonna have divers in the water. And we're gonna have opportunities to ask them questions, talk to them. I think there's even ways to play games with them too, which is pretty cool. I'm excited being a scuba diver myself. This is gonna be pretty cool. So let's go check it out.
How do turtles sleep? That's an excellent question because they do need to sleep like all things. So how do they do that here at Turtle Reef? So we have turtles will hold their breath and actually sleep under the water, and so they will slow that heart rate down so they can conserve oxygen. So we mentioned earlier the potential breath hold of our turtles, 5 hours being the absolute longest. The averages are going to be usually around 30-45 minutes, and that's more comfortable for them. So they'll find a nice little corner to help them not drift away, they'll fall asleep. And to conserve oxygen, they'll slow their heart rate down. Sometimes just only 9 beats per minute if you're under a pretty long time. So how do the turtles breathe? They breathe just like us. They have lungs. The only difference being their lungs are extremely efficient. Their oxygen conversion rate is much higher than us. So just one breath, they're getting so much more oxygen delivered to their bloodstream than we normally would. And their lungs, volume-wise, is much longer, so they have a larger capacity to hold more oxygen in their body, allowing them eating and diving deep, staying.
It's a really cool and interactive and unique way for people to get to know a little bit more about marine life, ask those questions, interact with the keepers and trainers here at SeaWorld. And to be honest with you, the Inside Look weekends, I honestly think it shouldn't be just 2 weekends a year. It should happen quite often, if not honestly every day or at least every weekend, where they have actual keeper talks that run throughout the day, not just like maybe once or twice. If SeaWorld really wants to get away from that image of blackfish and the negative press that they've received in recent years, This really is the only way to do it, to educate people about the truth about what happens here at SeaWorld, which is the conservation, protection, and nursing back of animals to healthy levels. You know, honestly, without SeaWorld here and SeaWorld Rescue, a lot of these marine life animals that they take care of each and every year, many of them would die, populations would be lower. So in truth, there's a lot of misinformation there. And this is a great way for them to correct the mistakes, correct the wrongs, and give people the correct information so they can make educated decisions.
We're doing a SeaWorld San Diego. They asked about a little weight recently for us to get that weight. Now that is part of their husbandry training. Husbandry training refers to training where an animal is voluntarily participating in its own care. It's really cool because they hear in the same decibel range that we do. So they're able to distinguish different verbal cues that we say. Whereas our cetaceans, being our dolphins and our orcas, that is something.
Not only are you going to listen to some good facts from the sea lion keepers here, but you can also feed a sea lion. They have fish trays here, $9 for guests, $8 for cast members, and you usually get like about 4 or 5 different little fish that you can toss into the water. These sea lions know what's up. See, that guy thinks I have fish for him already. But be careful, because you got those guys right there that will sneak a fish at any second, and they're very good at it too. Walking our way over to shipwreck area because that's where we're going to catch the rescue center. But I've been noticing that on all the light poles as well too, they've been putting these banners with cool facts on them. See, that's the points of education I'm talking about. Even just adding signage, things that are really cool like that to help educate the audience goes a long way in my opinion. So literally just right next to the entrance of Shipwreck Rapids, we're going to check in for the inside look tour of the Animal Health and Rescue Hospital. So this is the part I'm most interested in, because there are keeper talks, there are animal trainer talks, but not often do you get to see behind the scenes of the rescue center.
Now this building right here is our fish house. Every single morning, a team comes in around 6 a.m. and they will thaw and sort and weigh about 3,000 pounds of fish for the entire park. The only ones that their fish isn't from here is going to be the bird department. They have their own fish house where they do this on their own. That's just because they have a different set of fish that they use, so they just keep it all separate.
Yeah, I'm one of the vets here at SeaWorld San Diego, and this is our veterinary hospital. This is obviously not a real patient, but it is set up to show you the type of thing that we would be doing in here. So this is our treatment area. So this is basically if you have ever taken your dog or your cat to the vet, and they say, we're going to take them in the back to examine them. This is where we do our exam. So this is our back area. So this is just meant to show you what it would look like if not all of our animals appreciate having to hold still for x-rays or blood samples and stuff like that. So if we were to have to put to sleep or anesthetize an animal to facilitate getting x-rays and bloods and stuff like that, this is what it would look like. Obviously not all of our animals fit in this room. Our whales, our walruses and stuff like that, they can't fit in here. So we actually have portable things that we can take out to them, and we can do all of their health care and vet care out in their exhibits and in their pools.
So as we go up this boardwalk, you can actually kind of see into the rest of the surgery rooms and labs she was talking about. So like we have a little turtle set up in the surgery room, obviously a stuffed animal turtle. And then our lab, we don't have to put anything fake in there because there's always something happening in the lab. And then the pool that we're walking next to, although currently has no animals, it can be used a lot of times for the dolphins that we have here in the park if they're ever doing anything like a yearly checkup or if they have a surgery, you know, animals.
So this pool is kind of a perfect example of what is our typical kind of bread and butter little sea lion pups. There's 7 in here, 3 of which were bottle babies, so they were abandoned by their moms. Sometime during that first week, probably. And then the other 3 were pups that just did not thrive when they first were weaned from their moms back in around March or April time frame. We will determine whether these guys will be returned back out into the ocean or not. Typically, bottle babies are not returned because they're so imprinted on people that survival of theirs is unlikely.
Now, San Diego is a really important spot for whale disentanglement because we are the last line of ability to rescue a whale, right? Anything past the border, it goes into Mexico, and we can no longer assist that whale. For example, last month we responded to a humpback whale. It had yellow buoy just like this, wrapped around its fluke. So we got out there, cutting with special knives that are getting through the rope but not interacting with the whale's skin. Like a one-way sort of knife, yeah. And we're getting that rope off the whale as much of it as we can. Sometimes it's wrapped up in different places. Sometimes they're in two different groups. You never really know what kind of wreckage you're going to get. We did get a report about that whale. It's heading down to Mexico, so it's on its correct trajectory to get down to the migration zone of South America on time. So we're really proud of that. We made a really great effort on it, and the only way we can do that is with our experience here. SeaWorld San Diego has decades of not only whale, obviously sea lion, dolphin, and turtle experience, but also whale disentanglement experience.
That was an amazing inside look. I love that the rescue center, that's pretty cool. Which to me is, in my opinion, the best part of this whole thing. Because yes, they do have some keeper talks, education talks that occur, and that's through various parts of the year, but having something where you get to go inside, see how the operations work, what SeaWorld actually does specifically to help rescue, preserve, conserve, and make our nature nice and balanced and healthy, that's important. So I think that was the best part of all. But we're gonna continue on because now we got to go check out the sea lion talk here at the amphitheater. And then later we also got the skywalk over for the orcas. Check that out. And of course we have to finish the night off going to the Mission Bay Theater because there is a specialty show.
You can see next to that carpet sample, that's what they call our little otter camp. So that is another type of tool that we can use to take a look at her underbelly and doing the exact same thing. Just getting a feel there, making sure that we're not feeling anything. For those of you that are closer up, you actually might be able to hear some of their vocalization. So they are the smallest of the 13 species of otter, but they are incredibly vocal.
To mention that throughout the park at all of the trainer talks, keeper talks, and even at the front, they had this inside look pamphlet. Now what's pretty cool about this one is that if you open it up, first of all, it's going to give you the information for the particular events, but there is a little stamp right here on the left hand side. Now we've already completed it because I forgot to mention it earlier, but as you go to all the trainer talks, there'll be ambassadors from SeaWorld stamping right there for you at the different location or the keeper talks that you're doing. Once you fill out all of them, go to the whale shop. That's the store that's going to be close to the Shamu. And I heard that there is a cool limited edition pin that you get for completing this whole thing. So it's actually quite worth it to pick one of these up. Let's go check out the Otter talk that's going on here at Otter Outlook Point. Always love these guys. Now it is interesting that Opie Otter is represented in mascot form as a California sea otter. But yet in the show, he's a river otter. I found it very interesting. But look at that, they're just feeding him right now. Let's see, oh, the glare is terrible, but you can kind of see a little bit about it. Oh, they got their food, they're nice, hungry bellies. Oh. Of course, there's some enrichment toys as well too. They just love playing with there's a plastic chain, water bottle, looks like a 5-gallon jug. Oh, hello.
Oh my. Okay, greedy.
Well, the dolphin show just let out, but we're going back inside because we're here for the dolphin trainer talk. That's the part I care about most. I have noticed that a lot of these talks sometimes either happen right before the show or right after the show. For the dolphin one, it was right after the show. So a lot of people just sat down and stayed for the little trainer talk, a little one up close. The sea lion was before the show.
Thank you so much for being here today and for sticking around for our inside look. I think I can speak for all of our trainers when I say that this is one of our favorite times of the year because we get to show you guys what we do when we're not doing a presentation. And what we're doing is we're building relationships with these animals called physio balls. They are play toys, basically, and enrichment items for our dolphins. Some of our dolphins kind of know how to play with these balls, and some are still kind of learning. Also, disclaimer, please stay in your seat because as you can see, the dolphins are pretty strong, and those are pretty bouncy balls. So it's extremely athletic, so not very surprising that she is already a pro with these.
Dolphins were never my favorite, so I never really go into the dolphin show because, I don't know, it's not as fun. Like sea lions, those are my guys. I love that show. Well, used to love that show until they changed it to the Spotlight one. Now it's gone. Yeah. But anyways, that was so cool to see the dolphins just playing around with their Richmond toys, those big bouncy balls, and throwing them up. One of them came right at us, almost hit us straight in the face. But that was a unique experience. Honestly, I think they should incorporate that into the normal show, to be honest with you. But if not, at least it gives you a little bit of an insight of dolphin behavior. And then of course, you come across some of your friends here that come and take a visit. And who do we have here right now?
This is Steve, he's our barred owl, and at 5 o'clock we're going to have a little rescue show right at the bottom of the hill there.
Lovely.
We'll have him and a bunch of other rescue animals in it, so come check it out.
Which, if you're familiar with Shamu Stadium, or Orca Stadium is now called, there's these skywalk viewing areas, one on the right and one on the left. So they've been closed for years. This is like pre-COVID, closed for years. And it used to be a way that if you don't want to watch the show, you can just come up here and view it. And now they reopen at least one of the sides for this opportunity. And inside, they're going to have a trainer or a keeper also talk with you and answer questions. And you get a nice aerial view of the orcas. Looks like we got 3 in this pen. I do know that there is a orca show about to happen very soon.
Hi, Makani. Hi, Makani. Hi, cutie.
Your name is Matani?
Makani. It means wave or strong wind, something like that, right?
I think Akaika means strong or something.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. That was the cutest one.
With the help of a few ambassadors, we were able to fill out the little pamphlet here for the inside look. So now we're going to go to the whale shop to get our prize and see what it is. And there it is. That's the pin that you get for completing the inside look little activity guide that they have there. This one's got a picture of or I should say, emboss of the Manta roller coaster on the flamingos. And right at the Sky Tower lawn, always called that way because there's the Sky Tower, we got some of the groups here representing their different organizations, promoting conservation. We got SeaWorld Rescue here. Oh, they even brought one of their little rescue boats out for people to check out up close. Here are some of the actual tubes and mechanisms that they use to either feed the animals if they're malnourished. Sometimes they do have to force feed them. There's an example of a some sort of IV fluid. It says lactated ringers injection. Don't know exactly what that's about. But these are some of the tools of the trade. Of course, take temperature, catheters, anything, and tags. Very important, the tags, to keep track of these animals when they go back in the wild. Oh, look at this little owl, a little puffin. They fixed his feet up. Project Wildlife of the San Diego Humane Society with a few examples of pelts, taxidermy. Oh, poor little guy got stuck in the yogurt cup. See, here is a good example of why we need to pick up our trash after each other. Look at that. All these things were removed from various patients from the Wildlife Center. Look at that. This one removed from a California gull. A metal blow dart impaled the left keel muscles of a crow. That's how terrible is that? Of course, common for fishing wire and weights to be entangled on the feathers, wings, and legs of animals. Okay, next and probably the final thing we're going to be doing is checking out feather, scales, and furry tails here at the Mission Bay Theater. I love this show. It's a modified version of the show that happened a few months ago, but they're going to bring some animal friends for us to take a look at, ones that have been rehabilitated, raised from birth, can't be released into the wild. These guys have a great show, and they educate the public very well. So let's go check it out.
This is Spike, and he is the North American alligator. Now, the first question people always ask me is, Jojo, why does he bite you? And you guys know what the answer to that question is? Well, Spike here, he only bites Dodger fans. But alligators though, these guys are actually an animal that gives me hope. See, these guys give me hope because we almost lost these big, beautiful creatures. We almost lost the North American alligator because of this side skin. See, so many alligators were over-hunted for that skin in there, so to make boots and belts and wallets and purses out of them. That we almost lost the largest reptile that we had here in the United States. But you guys know what happened? People got involved. They started protecting the alligators, they started protecting the alligators' habitats, and now the North American alligator has made such a strong comeback that there are over 2 million alligators in Florida alone. Now they have to have a hunting season just to manage the population, but it shows that if we truly care about species, we can make a big difference out in the wild. This is Tater Tot, and what is she? Capybara. Now, back when I was a kid, which was not that long ago, nobody knew what these animals were. And now, ever since they've been known for making friends with odd animals, they've been blowing up social media. Kind of amazing. So day 1, they can walk and swim. By day 4, they start eating solid foods, and that's when they really start to grow. And she'll grow and grow and get bigger and bigger until eventually she weighs over 110 pounds, making her the largest rodent on this planet. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But like all rodents, she has ever-growing teeth. The 4 front teeth in her mouth are made out of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails. So she constantly needs to chew on hard woods or hard foods in order to keep those teeth at a healthy level.
Well, that's going to do it for today's journey here at SeaWorld San Diego for the Inside Look weekends. I had a great time. I hope you did as well too watching the video. If you did, do me a huge favor, give it a big thumbs up for me. Second, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Third, of course, hit that notification bell. And then also make sure to follow me on social media at BigRedJourneys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for even more content headed your way. So from me to you, thank you, and then I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.